Hello and welcome back to my channel. It has been forever since I have made a video and life has gotten super busy and we have lots going on, and I have some things that I've begun as a homeschool mom in my community, and so that is taking a lot of my time. But I had some time today, and so I thought I would share a homeschool update on what we are using, what we're loving, what we aren't loving, and what we changed as of January 7th when we went back to school. So without much further ado, let's get into it. We were using lots of different things this year. We have a kindergartner and a second grader, and both of them are doing really well with where they are. But we had some things that we needed to change based on personality and based on things that we didn't love about certain curriculum. So, math. For my second grader, we chose to move from Right Start math to teaching textbooks for the ease of me. Teaching with Right Start math is very teacher intensive, and so I needed something where my son could do math on his own. That sounded just wonderful to me with having a 2-year-old running around. It didn't work for us. It was extremely long to get through each lesson. It took my son over an hour each day, and it was just too much. I think spending an hour each day on a lesson is too much for that age. And while he was in a program he was a level up in the program, he also he's young, but even 3rd, 4th graders shouldn't be doing an hour of intensive math like that, I don't believe. So we got rid of Right Start teaching textbooks. I don't even have the book anymore because I sold it. And we are switching to this book right here. This is Math Lessons for a Living Education by Master Books, and the reason we switched to this is my son, even though he is advanced as far as conceptual math, he doesn't, because of Right Start math and the way that they teach, he doesn't have his math facts. So, and like the basic addition and subtraction facts. So what we decided to do was to pick up this book, and he's doing, excuse my cough. So we bought this book used. It had a few of the beginning lessons out of it, which were ones that we didn't think were necessary for him. And we started where we thought he needed some review and some practice. And so he is doing each day, if you've not seen Master Books, I'll do another bigger review on it. But there's a story that starts the lesson for the week. Then they have exercises that go along with the story. This is a review week. And each day they only have like 1, maybe 2 pages. So what we're doing for him, because he is beyond this but needs the practice, we are having him do 3 pages a day. It takes him less than 30 minutes to do it, and it is really good because they intentionally make you practice your addition and subtraction facts. And so that's the reason why we're starting here. I am loving it, and I'm loving it so much that I'm actually adding to my daughter's Right Start math because we aren't going to stay with it after she's done with level A. I'm adding in level 1 to her work each day for math. So after we do 1 lesson of Right Start math, she has 1 page that she does for this. And so far it's working really well, and it's been really good to practice. This book starts with practicing writing your numbers and practice counting, which is very basic, but she needs the fine motor practice, so I'm really glad we're doing that. And then they start teaching time and spend quite a bit of time teaching time, and so I'm really find that a benefit as part of this math, and I'm really, really liking it. Okay, now to reading. My son in November-ish finished All About Reading level 3. Towards the end, I stopped having him read the stories because he just wasn't interested in them. And I had him on the reading days do the worksheets that we needed to do, and then he could read whatever he chose to. And so he was reading Magic Tree House books and getting his practice through those, which I was totally fine with. I'm all about making it reading enjoyable and not forcing it. So we dropped the readers just because he wasn't interested. Now we are starting level 4, and I'm going to do the same thing. If he's not interested in the story, then we will move to he'll read out of a chapter book that is interesting to him, and he'll get his reading there. Reading has clicked, like major clicked, and it has been amazing and rewarding to see, because it felt like forever, but it really wasn't that long. But he finished level 3, and it has been sky's the limit with things that he's been reading and wanting to read, and he can pretty much read everything without much help. So it's been wonderful. For my daughter, we have been doing all about reading level 1, and it's been going well, but I have noticed based on her learning style that she needs a little bit of extra help seeing the words. And so we have added in every day 2 pages of Explode the Code. And I think it's been really beneficial. It's starting to help with the phonetic spelling and all of that. So it's been a good addition to our curriculum in learning to read. So that's an addition that we weren't doing in the beginning. Spelling. My 2nd grader finished all about spelling level B in December before we stopped, and we just haven't been loving it. It's been, I think it's gotten kind of boring to be honest. It's a good program, and I thought the beginning of it was really good. We loved level A, but for some reason we just kind of felt meh. And I felt like my son wasn't remembering things like he should have been. So we have decided to give another spelling a try. And we are trying Spelling UC. Now, I spoke with one of their representatives to decide where to start my son, because really he should be starting at level C to challenge him. And when I spoke to the gal, she said that spelling should actually be easy, not so challenging that that's pushing them beyond. So it should actually be a level lower than their reading level, so that they can actually succeed with it as far as how they teach. And so what we did is we bought level B. When I spoke to her, she said that we probably should start at like a lesson 15 or whatever, just so he gets an idea of how the program works before we move into part 2, which is situated differently. And so what we did was I went online and I found one used that actually ended right where we needed, that had pages used, right where we needed to go. So total God blessing. And so we started this, and so far it's been going really well, because he's so advanced and because they have this 15 minutes and then you're done rule. We have been able to get like 2 or 3 pages done per 15 minutes, because it's that simple for him, and it's exciting, and he's doing really well. So we are working on this. This is something new. I don't have a lot more than like 2 days of experience with it, but so far I'm liking the change for that program. Okay, now things that we have been loving and doing from the beginning that we were forever planning on doing with our homeschool. The first is our main core curriculum that we are doing this year is My Father's World, Adventures in U.S. History, and we are absolutely adore this curriculum. It has been so good. We've learned so much, and I have added some things that I wanted to teach longer, like Native American history. We took a longer space and time on that, some of the presidents, and things like that. But as far as a very good foundational structure for us, this has been wonderful, and the kids have learned a ton, and it's just been a really enjoyable year so far. So if you are looking into what to do for next year, if you have second your oldest is like second, third grade year, and your youngest is, or your youngers are coming behind. This is totally, I would highly recommend this. My kindergartner is doing just as much as my second grader, and they are both learning a ton, and it's been so fun and so beneficial. So highly recommend My Father's World, Adventures in U.S. History, if you are looking for a program that does U.S. history. Highly, highly, highly recommend that. Along with that is My Father's World recommended for this age language lessons for today, which is from them, and each day there's like a 5-minute, literally 5-minute lesson, and it has been so good. It has introduced us to different like there and there, two and two, all different things. But anyways, this has been a very manageable thing for us to do, one that I feel like he's learning good language arts skills without killing him and making him hate it, kind of a thing, which I think a lot of worksheet based curriculum can do that. As far as what we're going to do for next year, I'm not sure. I'm looking at master books and their language lessons for today, just because I'm enjoying the math so much. But we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. So, but if you are looking at this for like a second grader, I would actually do this with a first grader. Honestly, I think it is something that you could do very easily with them, and then level up for a second grader. But I didn't know that at the time. So definitely something that I think has been a benefit without taking a ton of time for us, because our time is limited. All right, the last thing that I wanted to talk about was science. So this year, My Father's World Adventures comes with science. It's a full program that has everything that you need in it. However, their science is very simple, and my son is an avid science guy, and he's right outside the window. Anyways, my son is an avid science kid, and he needed more than what we were doing. So we have added in some different science this year, and one that we are doing right now and absolutely love is the good and the beautiful, the human body. And while there is so much going on with controversy over the good and the beautiful, I will say I have done now the human body and the space unit, and both of them are fine, completely fine. I have not looked into any of their other programs. I will not vouch for any of their other programs, and I don't know about any of the upper level programs. But for both of these, they are very fine, and what I have come to decide, and what my husband and I have come to decide, is we are aware of what we believe and what we want to teach our kids, and I'm the one that's teaching them. So no matter what science curriculum I was going to be using, I would still be going over it before reading it word for word to my children and making sure it's exactly what I would believe. We have taught some science that was done with a secular curriculum because my son was interested in it. And so what we had to do is, some people believe this, we believe this. And I was able to teach to that. That's the same with what is happening here, and if I find anything. But I haven't found anything, and it has been very good. And my kindergartner is learning a ton, and so is my second grader. So we are loving this. We also I made up my own unit study on rocks before we went on a trip to Zion National Park. And so that's the other thing that we have done. We've done a lot of unit studies this year, and it's been really helpful and beneficial. Anyways, that is an update of where we have been and what we've been doing, and what we've been enjoying and not enjoying this year. And I hope that as you are starting to think and plot and plan for next year, that you heard some things that were helpful. I hope your school year is going well, and If I have time, I will be back with another video, but I will always update with what curriculum I'm using because I always find that helpful, especially because as far as my father's world is concerned, there's not a lot of people who have videos towards the upper grade levels. So I will likely be doing my father's world countries and cultures next year, and so I'll be sure to share more about that as time comes up, and we start to buy things for our 2019 and 20 school year, which we will begin in July. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will be seeing you soon.